Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about kids and money. My name is Winter and I have 4 children from ages 15 to 5, from 5 to 15, however you want to say it. And money is a question that gets brought up with our kids quite often. People ask us, what do you do with your kids when it comes to money? Like, how do you deal with that? And so in this video we're going to talk about allowances, college fund, birthdays and Christmas, and so much more. So stay tuned for all of that. So here is where we're going to begin. A lot of people, there's like a lot of split ideas about kids doing chores because they're your kids, and then kids doing chores to make money. And so what we do in our house is we do both. We actually have chores that the children need to do because they are a part of the family, such as cleaning their room and like putting their own clothes away after Dad washes them. Those are things that they do every day because they're just a part of the family. There is sometimes, like, if they have something really big going on, like we have a lot of family coming in town, we do a whole entire house hour of power, half-hour clean. We set the timer 15, 30 minutes and we clean the whole house. That's just because you're part of the family. Everybody needs to clean during that time, and that's just what we do. And so that is called family chore hour. Chore time. So, but there is also chores that our children can do, and they can make money doing those things. I think it's important for children to associate work with money. If you work hard, you get rewarded. I think that's a really healthy balance for people to have. I think most adults don't understand that concept sometimes. When I work hard and I hustle hard and I do the very best I can get more money. I can be more successful in my life. It's very important for my children to learn that. I feel like that's something I want them to learn. So in the house, we have family chores. Like, you wash the table, age appropriate, obviously, you get $1. So, or you vacuum, you get $1. So each chore is worth $1, up to $5 a week. So my children have the potential of making about $20 a month if they want to. It's rare that they make that much. Normally, my one son hits around, $10, $15 a week, but that's their money and they can do what they want with that money. So we really think that's really good for them to learn that value of money. Our other son, he watches the kids for us during the day. He's 15, a couple days a week, maybe 3 or 4 hours, and we give him about $30 a month to do that, because we need him in our life, especially in the summertime. During the school year, it's a lot different, but we still give him $30, which he then pays for his own cell phone plan with. We insert that into his checking account, and he buys his own cell phone plan with that, which is about $30 a month or so. So he pays for that himself, learns responsibility. It's important for him. He's getting older. He needs to learn those things. Also, when they get their money, we have them tithe it. We make them take 10% out and give it away, and then we also make them take 10% and save it. Sometimes they have a hard time saving it, I must admit. We normally try to give them an idea of something they should save for, a big Lego or something like that, but typically they just spend it. So we need to work on that saving aspect. My older son, he has a tendency to be more of a saver, and where my younger kids, they tend to just spend everything that they have in their piggy bank. It's really hard. Also, when they get birthday money, we do the same thing with it, saving 10%, giving 10%. If you are an adult, I recommend that you start that habit in your life today, saving 10% of your income, giving 10% of your income. It teaches you how to be selfless, and it teaches you discipline. And it's very important to instill that into our children, even at a very young age. And it teaches them math. So there's so many life skills in money that I love about it. And it's so like concrete, like it's never changing. That's why I really like the idea and the concepts of money. It seems so like legitly easy. So it's not rocket science. And it's also like, I hear that most of our spending problems is all about behavior. And when we teach good behaviors, we produce good results. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, when we have a good behavior, when it comes to money, you can set your goals high, and then you can accomplish things that you never dreamed of accomplishing before. So that's why it's so important to save your money and to have goals and dreams for your life and to live the abundant life. And that's what we're teaching our children. So when our children have money, we let them choose what they can buy with that money. I hardly ever influence them on what they should and shouldn't buy. It's their money. They can do what they want with that money. Typically, they buy Legos. It's typically what they buy. They'll ask me if they can go to the store. They have some money saved up, and I'm like, are you sure you don't want to save it for something, or do you want to spend it? And they normally are like, no, I want to spend it. So they go to the store, and I make them look at the shelf and figure out the dollar amount on the shelf. If they have $16 and they want a $20 item, I say, can you afford that? And normally they have to sit there and think about it for a minute, and then they realize, oh, I don't have enough money. And I don't pay the extra on those type of things. Every once in a while, if there's like a little bit of tax or something like that, we will pick up that if they save for that item for a long time, like the Millennial Falcon Lego or something like that. Those are really expensive, and if they save for a long time, I will help them a little bit. But typically, I don't help them at all with those purchases. I make them make it all on their own. I make them take it to the cash register, put it up there, give the cashier their money. I don't combine it with my groceries or anything like that. I make them do the whole transaction themselves. It teaches them the value of spending money. And when they give that money to the cashier and they get change back, they get excited, oh, I got change back. But then they realize that things cost money, and it just teaches them that valuable lesson of exchanging money, and it teaches them how to be adults. I think it's highly important that we do that for our children and let them make those choices. So also, when my son turned 13 years old, I took him to the bank and we opened him a checking account, and we started helping him with balancing a checking account and having online banking and teaching him how to put checks into the bank. We don't do that for him. We have him do that. We sometimes would walk him to the bank at a younger age, or we would take him to the bank and let him insert those checks. But now he just does it by himself, and he's learned how to be a healthy adult because of that. He's turned into a really money savvy kid because of those things. And he went to Washington, D.C., and he had money in his bank account, and he used his debit card the whole time he was there, and he balanced his cash perfectly. He actually even texted me one time about whether or not he should buy something. I told him he should totally buy it because he's such a saver, and I'm so proud of him. He just bought a hoodie, and it was like $30. He deserved it. That's what you should spend your money on. So I was just really proud of him for that. He also has a job babysitting for church, and so he gets a little bit of cash on the side for that. That's where he gets his checks from, and he deposits them. And then also we pay for his car insurance and his licensing on his vehicle because he helps with the kids, and it's just kind of the agreement we had in our family. Typically it's just up to the family of what they decide to do that with. He just started driving a few months ago, and we just felt like that's what we needed to do for his life, so that's what we did. I'm really proud of him, and he deserves the world. If I could pay for everything, I would, but it wouldn't teach him everything. So we try to make him pay for some gas here and there just to teach him the value of how much that would cost. But he's a really good kid, and so we would pay for it all if we could. Also, saving for kids' college. This is kind of a hot topic. Some people think you shouldn't pay for your kids' college at all. They should learn to do that. Other people think you should pay for it all. I say do what you can to afford it. College is extremely expensive, and when your child is 18 and making that decision, they are far too young to be getting into $60,000, $70,000 worth of debt. Far too young to have that happen to them. So whatever you can do to help them realize how much that costs and to alleviate that pressure for them, to get them a good start in their life as adults, do it. It's so important for them. Our younger two children are of Native descent, and so they are registered with the tribe, and so they will get their college paid for it if they choose to go to college. I'm encouraging you to because of that amazing resource that they have, but we are still saving for their future while they're in college if they choose to go, to pay for whatever needs they have while they're there, food, clothing, etc., because that's such a crucial time in their life that they'll need money. So it's so important as parents that we do what we can to set up our children for success. Obviously, not just giving it to them so they don't value it, but if you're teaching them these skills all along the way, they will value what you're doing for them and that inheritance, so to speak, that you're going to give them when they go to college. I promise you, if you're doing it right. So where we get the money for college, what we do is sometimes if we get extra money for them and they seem content, they have a lot of toys right in that moment, we, like for Christmases and birthdays, sometimes if they get way too much money, we'll tuck away a few extra dollars into that college fund for them. Or if we, every once in a while, if we have a surplus in our finances, we will tuck away a few extra dollars for them. But the biggest bump that we get for them is during tax time. Because you have children, you are going to get tax breaks. And so use that tax break to fuel your child's college fund. That's the reason why you're getting that tax break. So I say give it back to the children. Like, that's kind of my philosophy. Don't go out and buy crazy stuff, but at least give half of it back to those children, because that's what they're there for. Could you imagine if you started saving $1,000 a year for your child from infancy? What would happen? They'd have $18,000, and if you put it into some a college plan for them, you could even multiply and be enough for them to go to college with. So those are just some thoughts for you on that specific subject. Education is important, and help guide them through that, those choices. So that's for another video. But you do have a say in your children's life, especially when you are paying for it. Also, that fund is also for other educational purposes. Our son took a trip to Washington, D.C., like I was telling you about. We pulled money from that fund and paid for that trip in cash, and then we just refilled up that fund really, really fast for him because the money was there and he wanted to do it and it was educational. So we felt good about all that for that experience for his life. Sometimes we, as in our family, we value experiences higher than education just because of obviously our experiences that we've had as being missionaries. We just value that so much. It's so important for kids to travel and to do those things and to set money aside for those things. Lastly, when it comes to money and kids, we provide for all of our kids' basic needs. We don't make them buy food, we don't make them buy clothing, we don't make them buy like rooms in the house or anything like that. All of that is completely provided for them. They don't need to do anything for that. They are completely taken care of. I think that when a child is taken care of in their basic needs, they feel secure, they feel that provision that they need, they feel safety. And with us having foster children that were adopted, it's so important for them to have all their basic needs provided for them and not to worry about money. When my son Gabriel first moved in, he like came to me and he was like, "Mom, I've been thinking about this for a while and I have this money. I want you to have it so you can buy food for the house." And I just like looked at him and like, "You never have to buy food for our house. I'll always have food for you for the rest of your life. Even when you're a grown up, you'll always have food at this house that you can eat for free." And so like just kind of reassuring them that they are always being provided for. Even if your children are adopted, that's a really important thing for them, not to have to worry about their basic needs being taken care of. So that's why we need to be smart with our finances and provide that necessity for our children. And that's how they will view God and different things like that. They'll view him as a provider and in different ways because of the reflection of their parents. They won't have issues in the future with trusting God. So those are good things. And so also birthday and Christmas, we buy toys for them then. Other than that, we don't really buy toys for our kids very often. It's just birthdays and Christmases we kind of go all out for, hundreds of dollars being spent because they're awesome. I want to provide for them those things, but like also I want to teach them life lessons and value of dollars too. So money and kids, guys, tell me what your tips are in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me about your kids, what their ages are, what you guys do to help them. If any of these tips are helpful, go ahead and put those in the comments below. And anyways, I hope you guys are having the best day ever, and I'll see you next time. Bye!